Excellent. Welcome back. We're at Guitar Summit 2024 in Mannheim, and I am here with the very talented Manuel Gardner Fernandes.
Hello.
It's the first time we've met, but
Yeah.
I've been watching a little bit of you on YouTube recently. Blown away by your style and really enjoying your band, Unprocessed, and which I gather is you doing vocals, guitar, producing everything. Some really cool stuff.
Thank you.
But tell us, how did you get into the guitar, and who were your inspirations when you were learning to play?
All right. First of all, thank you so much for for doing that. I grew up with metal, just straight up metal. My dad, he was in a thrash metal band.
Your
as a
dad
bassist.
was?
Yeah, my dad.
That's cool.
My dad
band
was. It was Cockroach.
It's a great name for a metal band.
It's just like a thrash metal band. No, he introduced me to like Metallica, Iron Maiden, Pantera, and stuff like that. So I grew up like listening to like all that bands. And James Hetfield was my hero.
Okay.
So no, he really inspired me to like play guitar and be like a singer and be in a metal band. So I downstroked everything, pretty much. So that was where the journey began for sure.
So at what point was it a conscious decision to really try and make technique? And I guess you're pretty well known for just the speed at which you're able to play. Was that a conscious decision to go, that's what I feel, draws you into the challenge of trying to do that? Or is it just the way, musically you wanted to go?
I think it just naturally evolved in a way because I was listening to like simple metal. Then I got more like into prog and stuff. So I don't know, it just was naturally in a way. And then I got like a lot into the whole production value. I started to like produce and mix and do like audio design in 2012. I was 16 years old. And I don't know, I always loved electronic music and like dark music. Like I also grew up with like Depeche Mode and stuff like that. A little bit on the industrial side also. So I was like, I don't know, I loved producing and playing guitar. So that was a big factor.
Tell us about your guitar journey. I mean, we're here today to talk about a new headless Ibanez signature that you've got. But what are your early memories of your first guitar that you had, and as you started to develop your technique, what kind of guitar were you drawn towards to sort of enable that technique?
Oh, well, I think my first. So I have like a classical education. I played like classical guitar for 8 years. So that was a big thing in my life in the early days. I think I started at 4.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
With like actual lessons. And then I wanted an electric guitar, like a proper electric guitar, and started off with like a Flying V Harley Benson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flying V, the most inappropriate first guitar ever, but why not?
100%. Insane. And up to that point,
that must have been Actually, in fairness, if you're a classical player, did you actually find the V because of the way it kind of...
I did. It was quite convenient because I had like the classical thing going on, like the Flying V. It just fit.
Yeah.
It was nice.
But at what point did you realize that maybe a wider fretboard, flatter radius, where did you begin to feel that the Flying V maybe wasn't the right guitar to kind of to develop your technique on?
I think it wasn't. I was way too young to think about that for sure. I think it was when I bought my first Ibanez in 11 or 2012. It was like a white RG or something like that. And it got that 4th position thing with like the single coily sound. And I was like, dude, that twang is insane.
Yeah.
So up to that point, I was like addicted to that sound.
Yeah.
And that made me realize, wow, all right, I certainly like that tone. Because before that, I was like, I don't care about what amp, I don't care about guitar. Like, I just want to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, to
When
that
you-
certain point.
The classical players, I always
Yeah.
think, have incredible left-hand technique. Are you still using a more classical left-hand technique for playing?
No,
or is it all
I
gone over to picking
completely
now?
abandoned that one.
Really?
Because the thing is, like, classical guitar is like this.
Do you want me to hold your mic if you want to?
Oh yeah.
I can hold your mic for you, and you can kind of keep.
It's like this with like the golf ball in there or something like that. It's something that was my teacher said something about that. I cannot do that stuff with like the techniques I'm playing. So
Yeah.
that was
No, it's always interesting.
Yeah.
I think when there's a big difference, isn't there, from a classical guitar technique, thumb around the back of the neck. I've never heard of the golf ball thing before, but I know what you mean, leaving the
Yeah.
space under the fingers.
yeah
And incredible right-hand technique.
yeah.
So when you got your Ibanez, was that where the sort of the lead style, and you're certainly the stuff I heard of yours. It's a lot less gainy than you would think.
Yeah.
It is a clean sound played at speed, so you need an incredibly clean technique for that. You can't afford to be at all sloppy while you're playing.
True.
The distortion doesn't hide it. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, is your practice? Are you just relentlessly practicing right-hand picking and to get the clean technique?
I did not over practice, I would say. The thing that was the most miracle and the most like game changer for me was like record myself.
Right.
I always recorded myself because it was like 2012 where first I got into producing. So I wanted to like do my own songs. I wanted to like mix and produce the unprocessed stuff by my own.
Yep.
So I had to constantly record myself over and over and over again to a certain point where I'm like, all right, that's a good take. Imagine, maybe you guys know, doing vocals, recording that, listening to that for the first time, it's horrible. And I think
Welcome to my world. I do that to myself every day on YouTube. I think I've played something quite well, and then I watch it back on YouTube and think, oh my God. Yeah, I agree. Recording yourself is
it's a game changer. It's a game changer because you really know you got it in front of you, like the grid, like how you play and stuff like that. And this is also where I'm like taking my inspiration from. Like I write beyond my capability.
Okay.
So I write something that I'm not capable of playing, I'm not able to play, and then I have to force myself to play that.
So in your head, you've come up with a melody or a hook or something that you just think, I can't currently play this.
Not
I can't
quite.
imagine how difficult that.
Not quite in my head.
Right.
The process starts with like recording myself for like bar for bar for bar, and yeah.
Can you do the unprocessed stuff live, or is it just super challenging to sing and play all that live?
Yes, I do play everything live.
Do you have
So-
to somehow sort of dumb it down or leave certain
No.
bits out? You just go for the whole thing.
I go for the full thing.
It's
I just have to.
unreal.
That's why. Like, I mean, I had to because people are like kind of having my eye on me all the time. So,
Oh, they want to see, did he really speed it up?
oh yeah. No, they. I had to really challenge myself and really force myself into that, like playing everything perfectly 100% live because of that thing that happened. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Before we talk about the guitar,
Sure.
I would love to hear a little bit. I mean, I'm guessing
Sure.
everybody that's come here is probably familiar with what you do, but just in case they aren't, it would be great to hear just like a couple of licks or something from one of your songs, or just generally you just noodling around.
Just playing whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, whatever. I'm fascinated. Yeah, exactly. It's a great position for me to be in to watch your right hand because I can still see this. I can still see the down. Like there's a natural tendency to do more down picking than I was expecting to see from you, and then you've got this crazy funk thing going on, and then some hybrid stuff as well. It's quite an unusual technique, but I think it's surprising to see how much you're still able to down pick, but at that speed.
The hybrid thing comes from laziness. Honestly, it does. I'll show you.
Sure.
It's just, I don't want to do.
I think if you describe yourself as lazy, I'm positively comatose with my playing, but.
I don't want to do like. I want to do. It's just like it comes from laziness. Like hybrid picking kind of like helps you to get like to a certain point where you're not able to do it with like just pick.
Yeah.
In a way.
I kind of feel as well we've obviously not had a lot of time to set up a tone, but even this is gainier than you would normally go, isn't it?
I mean, not really. Like for Unprocessed, we do have more gain for sure.
Right.
Like especially with like the 8-string genty stuff. But like for the clean tone. But honestly, I don't know. I can deal with like almost like every tone when I once heard it, then I can like, all right, that's the tone. Just
so
whatever.
Let's look at the guitar. This is your first. Is this your first signature with Ibanez, or did you?
It is.
It is.
It is my first signature.
That's a pretty proud moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yesterday was fun.
Yeah, was it?
Really nice.
Brilliant. I mean, look, it doesn't get much bigger than Ibanez in the guitar world, so you're joining a super elite roster of guitar players that have had a signature.
Crazy.
But not so many with headless guitars. So, and interestingly, this doesn't even feel like it's that similar to other headless guitars that Ibanez make.
Yeah.
So, did they give you just like a blank piece of paper for you to say, this is what I want? Or were you drawing inspiration from an existing model?
We had an idea. I have like a custom headless with gold, but it's rosé pink instead of black. That was the initial thought, but we did thought about like doing it black because it is just like it fits so good with the gold.
Let me see. I mean, again, if we spin it up so the guys can see here.
Oh, sorry.
It feels like a slightly thinner, almost like an S-style body that they've gone for on this. And are you using bare knuckle pickups on this, or?
These are like Ibanez owned pickups.
Okay. Called
Q58.
They sound cool. When did you start using fan fret? Was that this looks like it's not as extreme a fan fret as I saw with the guitars.
I did not use fan frets for like a long time, but these make sense because I do like play some weird chords, like very large chords, and it just feels natural because these are like angled.
Yeah.
So like I don't have to like stretch my fingers that much. So that makes sense.
And it looks like you've gone for a really thin finish on here. You can kind of see the grain of the wood through it.
Yeah.
Is that just an aesthetic thing, or do you prefer the way a guitar sort of vibrates or feels if you're?
Yeah, it vibrates really good. The resonance is super nice, even because it's so super slim. You would not assume that the resonance is super nice, but it is, and it's just very light, especially on stage. Like we're touring pretty much lots, so we do have like a very energetic live performance. Like we do jump, do the rock and roll stuff and stuff like that. So it just helps.
Now, for someone who's such a big fan of that sort of position 4 kind of tone, was there a lot of playing around with finding which humbuckers could be split to give you that kind of the best single coil?
You would assume, but no. That was the first prototype.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, that's unusual that I don't have anything to add, but it worked right away.
It's very cool. Take us through some of the tones on there again. If I hold the microphone, I'm interested to hear what are your sort of go-to settings on the guitar.
So that's just like the metal stuff. Very. How it's happening. That is like the twang sound. It's the second position. That one is like the middle position where I do like play like all the tapping harmonic stuff in it. This. It's just like super smooth. But yeah, the fourth position for sure is like my go-to thing. It's like super warm, but also twangy. Yeah, that one's just like my leads.
It's a beautiful looking guitar. It's got some great tones in it. I did want to just quickly talk about, you're obviously interested in getting into some of the tuition side of things as well.
Sure.
Is this, I know we've got a book of yours here that's been released now. Are you intending to try and expand this into sort of, I don't know, like more of a series of courses? And what's your angle? Is this for people that want to learn how to play like you, or is it a sort of a thing?
That book got like 10 etudes from like beginner to like boss level.
Okay.
It really is like legitimately boss level at the end. It says there something, boss level. No, honestly, it is. I wouldn't say it's like for beginners, but you got like 10 etudes with like different techniques, and also got like a video, like a QR. You can scan like a QR code, getting like videos of me like playing these etudes with like the different techniques, and
Yep.
like there's like descriptions and stuff like that. So I think it's for like honestly for everyone.
Cool. So let's talk about, maybe what the next 6 months or year or so has got for you coming up.
Sure.
Are we in a writing phase at the moment or a touring phase? What's happening?
Both. So I'm heading off to tour next week, Europe headlining.
Cool.
4 weeks, and then probably go home, do a little bit of like writing for like a potential whatever. Oops.
Oh, is it? Okay, something's out the bag. Is this solo stuff or collaborations?
No, that's Unprocessed.
It's all going to be Unprocessed.
We do have like a little collab thing in the future going on with like the signature. Mm-hmm. Just having like a bunch of friends joining me on like videos and stuff like that for like after the release, so after yesterday.
Can you give us a sneak preview of who some of those friends might be? Or is it under wraps and top secret at the moment? Go on, just whisper it. We won't tell anyone.
I was just like, John, can we? No. We got, so confirmed is, you guys know Bernth? Like he's like he's from like Austria, do like more the metal side of things, but it was just like cool to like have him on that thing. Marcin, you guys probably know Marcin. Also confirmed is Sophie Borrell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Representing the United Kingdom.
Yeah, also confirmed is... Oh. Yeah, so from the heavier side of things, Buster Oderholm.
Okay.
From Humanity's Last Breath and Throne.
So what are you hoping is the collaboration? It sounds pretty varied, but do you think it's going to go a little heavier, the collaboration?
It just shows that even if it's like a nerdy guitar, you can play whatever with it.
Do you think that's what this is?
Yeah. I mean, it is. Like, it is like, it's a headless guitar coming from someone who plays lots of notes. So would you assume it would be a nerdy guitar? But it's not. It's like a guitar for everyone. And that is what the collaboration's all about. It's like about fun, music, friends, and showing every side, every aspect of the guitar.
Well, look, man, it's been a pleasure to meet you and see the new guitar. Like I say, when I listened to the Unprocessed stuff, I knew you were a great guitar player. I didn't realize you were a good singer as well. So it's a really, really cool project. But yes, please, if everyone, give Manuel a round of applause.
Thank
maybe
you.
just want to little play us out, maybe just a minute or so.
Sure.
Cool. Amazing. Thank you so much, man. It's great. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect.